Okay, good morning, guys. So today I'm going to review the pressure bar, and because I am totally unorganized, I had to write down everything that I'm going to talk about here. So those are the topics for today's video, if you can read my handwriting. And here we go. Okay, so I usually use these buttons on it, Pose 23 millimeter stainless steel buttons, because I like the Low Pro and it just has nice feedback. So anyway, we're gonna put the stock buttons on it. So there are two kinds. We have a slight dish, which I think are similar in design to the iFidget buttons, which was the grandfather of the pressure bar. And those give you a good grip, nice feedback through the button, but then they don't table spin. They're too short because of the weights on the end. So Real Orbit also included some tall buttons with a slightly different design, steps and a dimple, I guess, for balancing on a knife if you want to. I think these are 22 millimeter buttons, and let's see. Yep, slightly taller and table spin. Right. All right, so that's what's in the box. And next, how I got it for free. Okay, so there's a little bit of a story behind this one, because these are usually, I want to say $70 retail. I'm not sure how much shipping is, but they are $70 retail in USD and $90 AUD. Right now, I think they're sold out because only 20 of the bronze and 20 of the stainless steel were made. Anyway, so how I got this for free. So the designer, or the guy who got this whole project started, was Nathan Benjamin. And he really liked the iFidget, but since VenumDD went out of business, he wanted to create his own design that would basically give him, it's basically his like ideal spinner. So what he did was he first designed something that looked like the iFidget mixed with a mini Asylum from Full Throttle Originals, which are these, like the curves right here, and then the bar shape of the iFidget. And then he started working with Asin Stu, and he got input from other people like Ben Coe, and basically this is what ended up happening. Ben was the one who suggested the taper on the weights. Asin added the curve here. I think Nathan did the curve on the waist as well. But yeah, so anyway, when he was introducing this spinner to the community, he made a post that was kind of confusing. And basically what he was saying was he wanted $500 or $600 from the community to basically like kickstart the production of this spinner, because he didn't have the funds to do it up front, I guess. And he said that people that contributed to the original, to the prototypes, to creating the prototypes, he would enter them into like sort of a raffle to receive one of the metal prototypes. But then in his picture, he included just the plastic prototype. And so I was like a little bit confused, and I was like, so if we contribute, are we gonna get the metal ones or the plastic ones? And then he said, read. And I was like, I did read, I just didn't understand you. So anyway, he was just kind of rude in his responses to the community, and he was asking us for a favor, right? He was asking us to help fund his dream spinner, and he was being kind of a jerk about it, I guess, in his responses. He just came off that way. Maybe he wasn't intending to, but that's how he came off. So people got upset about that, and as a way of apology, he ended up offering me and I think a couple other people, maybe one person, a pressure bar prototype when he got them. So yeah, that's how I got the beginning of the story. The second part is Nathan ended up abandoning ship for the project, and he didn't pay up his half of the production costs for these spinners. So he was working with Real Orbit and Angelo, and so Angelo ended up taking over the entire project since Nathan just ghosted him. So I was wondering if I would still get my spinners, since it was sort of, Nathan's apology, and Angelo doesn't really have any responsibility to uphold it or anything like that. So I just asked him, like, hey, I think Nathan put me on the list for the pre-order, and I was just wondering if that was still being sent out or whatever. And Angelo said that he would, and on the condition that I do a review, which I was going to do anyway. But yeah, so it was really cool of him to do that, to keep Nathan's promises. And so yeah, that was how I got it for free. Now the size comparison. We're going to use first the stubby. So the pressure bar is about 2 inches, stubby is 1.5, Hummingbird also about 2 inches. Apple Watch. Apple Watch is the same size as the stubby. Cool. And I don't have anything else here. I'm sorry, I can't find a carrot. I don't know where I must have eaten all of them. Anyway, so yeah, okay, size comparison over. And next, the design. So the pressure bar is when I got it, I was actually really surprised by how much I liked it, because I usually don't like bigger bar spinners. I mean, everything I own is pretty small, like these guys and these guys, they're all like pretty small spinners. Like this is a nano, this is a mini, and this is a nano too. So I didn't think that it would be very comfortable for me to fidget with or spin, or it might be too heavy. But when I got it, I was really surprised by how much I liked it, because this spinner feels really good when you can, like, when you just spin it slowly and you give it really slow pulls and, like, just very relaxed spinning. I think it's because the weights on the end really, like, so the mass is concentrated towards the ends, right, which give it a longer spin time because of the rotational inertia. But then also when you're spinning it, you can feel I don't know enough science to talk about this, but you can feel the force, I guess, of the spinner as it comes around, and it just feels heavy and weighty, and then you can feel the feedback in the bearing. Yeah, just good stuff. And I think because of that, this is also like a spinner that feels like it's just gonna spin forever. Like you give it a flick and it just doesn't feel like it's gonna stop. Like, what magic is going on here? But it's just the spinner design and the bearing. So that's something I really like about this guy too. What makes it really fun is just like feeling like it's never gonna stop spinning. Next, the way that I usually spin this is just like this, but then in like sort of pulling on the notch here, which is neat, or maybe just flicking it forward because it has the waist, so you can just get your finger in there and then just, give it a good flick. And then what you can also do is, I think Ben mentioned this in his video too, but since the weights here are curved, you get a bit more leverage than you would if they were flat. So you can just pull on the faces of the weights and just spin it like that. I don't know, angle my hand like this, like that. So there are a lot of ways to fidget with this because it just feels like everything is thought out. Like chamfers here and the little notches, they're right where you would do a preloaded pull, and the waist. And it's just a very well designed spinner, I think. I think it's like almost like over engineered. There's everything that you could have possibly added into this for ideal fidgeting is here. Like there's no corrections that I think I could make to the design of this spinner. It's just, the only thing is, well, this is like sort of like a personal problem, but it's just that since it's longer than I'm used to, sometimes when I flick it, I'll accidentally like hit my finger because my hands are not big. So like I'll flick it and then I'll just knock my finger in the process. So a perfect spinner for me would actually be this, but shorter. Like maybe instead of going 2 inches like to here, we would go instead this long, and that would be perfect for me. So maybe like a mini version would be really cool. I would definitely buy one of those, especially in bronze. Yeah. And what's next? What's next? Oh, did I talk about everything? Okay, see, this is why I need a list, because I don't remember anything I say. All right, so would I buy it or no? Buy or no? Yes, I would. If you can find it on the secondhand market now, because they're sold out on the site, I would definitely get one. This spinner is not like any other that's out there right now, I feel like, just because not any other spinner, bar spinner, has weights that go out like this and have most of the mass that like tapers outward away from the bearing. So it just feels really different. It's a nice weight. I think it's like 70 to 80 grams, as it says on the site. It comes with an SBV2, but I swapped it out for a Bronx Brawler from FC Essentials. And yeah, I would definitely get it. It's just, even though it's like not perfect for me, and I like to keep my collection small and not have things that I don't absolutely like feel are right for me, this is just so different from everything else out there that I don't think I could ever get rid of it. So yeah, I hope this was informative, and yeah, I think that's it. Thanks for watching, guys.